If results don't pick up, then regardless of how expensive it would cost, Jose Mourinho would become Daniel Levy's 10th managerial casualty. Those are the words of Tottenham journalist Alasdair Gold as Spurs yet again slumped to a defeat in the Premier League. We're going to talk a bit more about what Alasdair Gold had to say. But first, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. If you want the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast, Tottenham Watch Alongs, live previews and reviews, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below and hit the join button if you are interested in becoming a channel member for exclusive access. But look, let's dive straight into things. The barrage of fans calling for Jose Mourinho to be sacked was heightened and at its loudest on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on every sort of platform after yesterday's 2-1 London derby defeat to West Ham United. The first time Spurs have failed to beat West Ham in a Premier League season since 2013-14. Jose Mourinho now has the lowest winning percentage of any Spurs manager since Juan de Ramos, and his return of 81 points in his first 50 games in charge of Spurs in the Premier League is his lowest return at any club in his managerial career since Porto in 2002. Things are not looking good for Jose Mourinho. He's animated in the press. He's saying things like there are problems within the squad that he as a coach cannot fix. He's talking himself up, saying that his managerial tactics and methods are second to nobody in the world. But things on the pitch tell a very, very different story. 5 defeats in 6 now for Spurs, slumping to 9th in the Premier League table, passed out by Aston Villa, despite their defeat to Leicester in the Premier League yesterday. Next up for Spurs is, of course, Wolves, potentially the only competition that is keeping Jose in his job at the moment. But let's dive in to what Alasdair Gold had to say with regards to the claims that Jose Mourinho has lost the dressing room. We've heard Harry Kane's words in recent weeks, and he's very, very supportive of the manager in the public forum. And Alasdair Gold echoes those sentiments as he says the Spurs players are playing for Mourinho. He hasn't lost the dressing room, and the style of football has been easier on the eye on the whole in recent matches. The Manchester City game, understandably, aside, but he must find a solution for the defence. So it's good to hear, and I think a lot of people have been vocal about that these players aren't playing at their best. The defense is very, very poor, but it does look as though a lot of these players are playing for Jose Mourinho. And as Marcelo fantastically pointed out in the watch along during the week, at the weekend, when Jose was when he was a pundit for Sky Sports, he said in his next job, whatever it is, he's going to try and put more of what the fans want into his team. Perhaps that is what we are seeing in recent weeks with the likes of Gareth Bale and Dele Alli getting back into the team as well, and a more attacking style of football being implemented by the Portuguese coach. But the big question everybody has is about Jose Mourinho's future. With regards to finding a solution for the defence, if he can, he's got the attacking quality to get Tottenham firing at the other end. But if he can't and results don't pick up, then regardless of how expensive it would cost, he would eventually become Levy's 10th managerial casualty. So a lot of people talking about how the fact that it would cost Tottenham up to £40 million to sack Jose Mourinho is something that is keeping the former Chelsea manager at the club. But according to Alasdair Gold, one of the most reliable Spurs sources out there, that is not the case. Daniel Levy will not care about the money it would take to sack Jose Mourinho. And I've said this quite a bit, that yes, it will cost us a lot of money to get him out, but you have to ask, would it cost more money to be missing out in Champions League football for I don't know how many years, to become a mid-table Premier League team, to have Jose Mourinho at the helm and players who want a lot of money, and to fail to win any sort of trophies during that time? Daniel Levy doesn't mess about when it comes to managers, and we know that. We know a lot of fans kind of felt that he sacked Mauricio Pochettino perhaps a bit too soon. However, Poch himself has come out and said it was the right time for him to leave the club. There's a massive divide in this fan base over Jose Mourinho, and nobody's going to sit here and deny that. Nobody's going to try and tell you that the Spurs fans are all on one side. They're all back the manager, all against the manager. There's a huge divide among the fans, and I do feel as though there is some sort of divide in the dressing room as well, perhaps among the players who are less favourable to Jose Mourinho, the likes of Steven Bergwijn, the likes of Moussa Sissoko in recent weeks, and Toby Alderweireld as well, who has found his place in the team taken by Davinson Sanchez, who certainly hasn't shown any form worthy of replacing a player who's been such a good servant to the club as Toby Alderweireld. But it's just a case now of saving this season. And I said this, it's, yes, we can talk about who we want to sign in the summer, and yes, we can talk about the manager that will come in after Jose Mourinho, whenever that may be. But for me, the priority has to be saving this season. And I put this up on Twitter, and some people kind of jumped it and said it was a strange time. For me, all I care about is making this season worth it. This season is not going to be a success. This season is not going to be one we look back on in 10, 20, 30 years to try and say, oh, well, remember the 2020, 2021 season. It was a great year. We need to make this season worth it. Get something out of the season. And for me, that's winning the Europa League. Someone replied to my tweet and said, what makes you think we can beat the likes of United, Leicester, Napoli, AC Milan? I don't think we can. I absolutely don't think we can, but we need to try and make it happen. There's no point in going into these games, but we lose anyway, so what's the point in trying? We need to put ourselves in a position where we have a chance to beat those teams, no matter what it is. If it's change of formation, if it's getting different players in the team, if it's changing the tactics, I don't care what it is. We need to try and save this season, and Europa League for me is the way to go for that. Jose's job isn't 100% secure because he is Jose Mourinho, because of how much Daniel Levy wanted him, or because there's no break clause in his contract, which cost Spurs a lot of money to get him out. If the results don't turn around, Jose Mourinho will be sacked. And those results aren't showing any sign of turning around. Yes, we've been playing better, but our defence has been getting worse. When we were parking the bus, our defence made on average one mistake per game, and it cost a 1-1 draw against Palace, or 1-1 draw against Wolves, or 1-1 draw against Fulham, or 1-1 draw against Newcastle. But now we're playing more expansive football, and as I've been saying for so long, this defence, when exposed and exploited, is going to be worse than it's been before. And now we're conceding 2 to West Ham. We're conceding 3 to City. We're conceding 3 to Liverpool. We're conceding 5 to Everton. The defence is not good enough, and that's what needs to be sorted. As Alasdair Gold said, he must find a solution for the defence. Whether or not that will happen, it does remain to be seen. But the big note to take from this article from Alasdair Gold is that if Jose Mourinho cannot turn the results around, regardless of how much it will cost Spurs to sack him, Daniel Levy will pull the trigger on that one. So and see if Jose will last at Spurs any longer. But look, make sure to leave your comments on this one down in the comments below. As always, there's going to be a lot of differing opinions on this one. Fans going one way and other fans going another way. Make sure to smash like in this video if you have enjoyed it. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for Tottenham watch-alongs, the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast, previews, reviews, and any sort of Spurs content you could want from any channel. And as always, thanks for watching.